Good morning, students. Today we will talk about our next topic, viruses and uses of microorganisms. So, we are talking about microorganisms, friends, and in the last lecture we have learned about four types of microorganisms are divided: algae, okay, and so on. We will learn about bacteria and different things. Now, let's talk about virus. Viruses are not, you can say, they are different from microorganisms in which way? Because viruses don't have cell membrane or cell wall like unicellular organisms have or multicellular organisms have. We all have cell membrane. But viruses don't have cell membrane, they are just having a genetic material. So they are on the verge of living and non-living when they are outside the body. Okay, when they are outside body, they are like non-living. But when they go inside the body of any living creature, like they can go in the host body. What is host body? Like those in whichever body they go, that is known as host body. Virus can go into bacteria, virus can go in the human beings, virus can go in the animal body or plants. So whenever they are going inside any organism, that body become host for them, and then they develop, then they reproduce. Otherwise, when they are outside in this world, they are like a non-living creature. So they are like on the verge of living and non-living. Let us understand. Viruses are also microscopic. We are microscopic. We are not running microorganism. They are like organism, but they are different. They don't have cell. They just have genetic material. Then what we can tell? They reproduce. They reproduce only inside the living host cell. So as I told you, they reproduce only in the host cell. If they go in bacteria or animal or human being, then only they will reproduce. Right now we already know about coronavirus or swine flu virus or any virus. Okay, the virus, when they enter the body of host, then only they multiply, they reproduce, they show the, we can say, features of living being. But when they are outside, they are like non-living. Host body. Host cell can be bacteria, bacterium or bacteria, plant or animal. Now, if I ask you which other disease caused by viruses, it's so simple. You can say COVID-19, okay, and there are so many like influenza. Influenza is a flu. It is caused by virus. Then common cold. What is cold? Sardi. That cold is caused by virus. Polio is caused by virus. Chickenpox is caused by virus. Then you can add on swine flu, coronavirus. That is AIDS is caused by virus. Okay. And what are the diseases caused by bacteria? Tuberculosis. Okay, then cholera, these are the caused by bacteria, and there are so many, diphtheria. And what are the malaria is caused by protozoa. Okay, so we are going to learn in this chapter like which disease caused by virus, which diseases are caused by bacteria later in the chapter. So this was about virus. Now our next topic is where do microbes live? Where do microbes live? Now, when we talk about microorganisms like bacteria, algae, fungi, where do they live? So, from single cell algae or single cell microorganisms like bacteria to multicellular algae and fungi, they can live from any conditions. They can be living from the very cold conditions, and also you can find very hot region also. For example, they can be living in the cold water also. They can be found in the hot spring. You might have seen sulfur spring. Okay, इसमें जो ऐसी लीक में से जो उसमें जो स्प्रिंग में से सल्फर स्प्रिंग होती है, उसमें सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड प्रोड्यूस होता है, तो उसमें से ऐसे स्टीम निकलती दिखती है, दैट्स कॉल्ड सल्फर स्प्रिंग और हॉट स्प्रिंग. So they can be found in hot spring also. So they are living in varied conditions, in diverse climatic condition they can live. Their habitat is very much diverse. They can live in very we can say from cold region to the hot region, from desert to marshy lands. What are marshy lands? Like wetlands, when the water is filled up on the we can say near the lake. So it is we can say for a long time when water is we can say the land is submerged under the water. That area is called wetland, marshy land. So, on a single cell from single cell bacteria, algae, protozoa to multicellular algae, fungi, from ice cold to hot spring. So they can live in varied conditions, as I told you, from ice cold water or to hot springs, sulfur springs. Okay. Also they can live in from a desert area to marshy land. What is marshy land? So the wetlands. Marshy land means wetlands. Like for example, near the edge of the lake, the water is submerging the land. The land which is continuously submerged under water is known as wetland, marshy land. So they can live from a desert area to marshy land also. They live inside the body of the host. Also, they can present on the outside the body. Some microorganisms like algae, amoeba live alone, okay, separate, and some live in group colonies. So like fungi and algae lives in colony. So this was about where do microorganisms live. Some live alone, some also live on the body, and some live inside the body. So this was about where do microorganisms live. Now our next topic will be how microorganisms are useful to us, how they are having varied applications. That's why we call this friend. Let's discuss that. Microorganisms as friend, or we can say uses of microorganisms. So microorganisms can be used in, we can say, making bread, making cakes, pastries, alcohols, curd. They are used in commercial use, production of many things. Then in medicines, they are used for making vaccines. Then yeast is used for making cakes and bread, we can say bakery items. Then they are used in cleaning of the environment, like to decompose the living matter. Let us understand some uses. Making of curd and bread. Then we can say in commercial use. In medicine, for making vaccines and different things. In medicine, to increase the soil fertility. To increase the soil fertility by nitrogen fixation. Soil fertility. So we will discuss in detail by nitrogen fixation. Then in cleaning of the environment. In cleaning of the environment. So these are some uses which we will discuss one by one in detail. Like in micro, they are making use of curd and bread, commercial use in medicines to increase the soil fertility, in cleaning of the environment. How they clean up the environment? Like whenever the plants or animals remaining part, or vegetables or fruits, these are biodegradable. They are decomposed. In plastic and fiber, we discuss what are biodegradable and what are non-biodegradable. When bacteria decompose the living organism, it is known as decomposition of matter. Like when plants die, or when we throw the food, or we can say when the leftover food is thrown out, what happens to that food? Bacteria eat up and clean it up. But if plastic or metals are there, they will be as it is, because bacteria will not be decomposing them. So they will be as a waste on the earth. But when a human body or animal body or plant remaining, vegetables, fruits, these are organic, these are decomposed by bacteria, and bacteria are known as decomposers. So they clean up the environment. Now let's talk about one by one uses. Making of curd and bread. How bacteria is used in making curd? So we know that how curd is formed. So curd contains we can say bacteria known as lactobacillus, which convert the lactose into lactic acid. How milk is formed? How curd is formed? When bacteria do anaerobic respiration or fermentation. जब bacteria anaerobic respiration करते हैं तब बनेगा curd. Okay. So here we will talk about lactobacillus bacteria, which promotes the fermentation of milk. What is fermentation? Okay, उसे हम समझेंगे. Fermentation of milk. लैक्टोबैसिलिया क्या करेगा? फर्मेंटेशन का प्रोसेस बढ़ाएगा. फर्मेंटेशन क्या होता है? सो जैसे हम रेस्पिरेशन करते हैं, है ना, रेस्पिरेशन, ग्लूकोज प्लस ऑक्सीजन gives carbon dioxide, water and energy. We are living because of respiration process. बैक्टीरिया भी रेस्पिरेशन करते हैं, बट उनका रेस्पिरेशन होता है विदाउट ऑक्सीजन, एंड दैट इज नोन एज फर्मेंटेशन. हम भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड निकालेंगे रेस्पिरेशन में, बैक्टीरिया भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड निकालेंगे, बट हमारे रेस्पिरेशन में प्रोडक्ट्स बनते हैं कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वाटर. When bacteria do like respiration, that respiration is known as anaerobic respiration or fermentation, and they produce certain kind of acid, carbon dioxide, water. So this is the difference. Okay. So lactobacillus. That's why, for example, when we talk about yeast, also we're going to talk about the sponginuses, how sponginus is formed due to carbon dioxide. Let us understand. So first. Fermentation of milk to curd. Milk to curd. Then cheese, pastries, idli, and other like dosa, and okay, so many things. Khaman, all these are produced because of fermentation. Okay, all these are produced because of fermentation. So we will talk about yeast now. Yeast is very famous. It is used in making bread. Also, it is used for making like alcohol. Let's talk about it. It is used in making bread and pastries and what else? Pickles, cakes, etc. Now yeast reproduce rapidly and produce carbon dioxide gas during respiration. So as I told you, they do anaerobic respiration and they produce carbon dioxide. And that's why this carbon dioxide comes out and make the dough spongy, like the bubbles of carbon dioxide. Bubbles of carbon dioxide gas fill the dough and make it and make it an increase in volume. We can say and increase its volume and increase its volume. So whenever you have seen the breads have holes. Even if you have seen Tom and Jerry movie or Tom and Jerry cartoon, the cheese which is shown is having holes. This holes is due to what? Fermentation, carbon dioxide. The khaman you eat, khaman or we can say dosa, the bread, it has holes. That holes is produced because in starting they add, we can say, yeast or this bacteria which do anaerobic respiration, and they produce lot amount of carbon dioxide. So because of that fermentation, acid is produced, carbon dioxide produced, acid gives sour taste and carbon dioxide makes the dough spongy. So your cake, your bread, dosa, khaman or handu and those so many things, they become spongy because of the evolution bubbling of carbon dioxide and make it soft and spongy. So these are the uses of making of microorganism used in curd and bread. And in next session we will talk about commercial use. I hope you understood.